President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawan, is asking security officials to beef up security at the National Assembly to avert any threat. Now, this is coming on the heels of reports alleging that Boko Haram terrorists are planning an attack on the National Assembly. The House of Representatives also passed a resolution to overhaul the National Assembly security apparatus. The House, via a motion, expressed worry that the security system in the National Assembly was obsolete and further mandated its Committee on National Assembly Security to investigate the reports of threat. Well, welcome to The Gavel. I am Terry Ikumi. This week on The Gavel, we have categorized the activities of federal lawmakers into bills, motions, and public hearings. Beginning with bills. Some attention-grabbing bills were read for the first time in both chambers of the National Assembly. Take a listen.
Terrorists, kidnappers, bandits and armed robbers easily access small arms and light weapons to unleash terror on Nigerians. And indeed, Nigerians are bearing the brunt of these horrors in almost every part of the country where different forms of insecurity hold sway.
The proliferation of small arms and
A federal lawmaker, Senator Smart Adeyemi, feels that a way to address the insecurity is to establish a commission which will combat the problem of the proliferation of small arms and light weapons in the country.
Mr. President, the objectives of the bill include to identify sources and main routes of these small arms, ammunition, and light weapons, to identify why this illicit trade strives in Nigeria, to liaise with the relevant authorities, agencies, and organizations with the aim of tackling this menace.
If passed into law, the commission is projected to go up the sum of 521.9 billion naira for recurrent, personal cost and capital expenditure in the first year alone.
The truth is this: we know all the gun runners that are in this country. The only thing is that those that are settled with that responsibility to actually take actions are not doing what they are expected to do. Rather, they convert that avenue for money making. People take advantage of that and make big money out of it. And nobody is saying anything. We will only be doing a lip service here when we sit down here and be talking about proliferation of arms. Well, we know exactly where the problem is. It's either we are sincere as a nation, we're ready to take actions and fish out the bad eggs amongst us, or we will sit down here and be talking about theories and theories and theories, and it will not give us the desired result.
Mr. President, the value chain, the supply chain of this arm, the custom is supposed to man the borders, the police is supposed to, do civil policing, the military is supposed to look after territorial aggression, but there is no single agency of government that is tasked with the specific responsibility of monitoring the movement of arms illegally in and out of Nigeria.
Also, as its own way of curbing insurgency, the Senate has introduced a bill to create an agency for the education, rehabilitation, de-radicalization and integration of repentant insurgents in Nigeria. The bill, which was listed on the Senate order paper for first reading, is sponsored by Senator Ibrahim Gaidam from Yobe State, one of the states battling insurgency. The bill gives legal backing to the Defense Headquarters Operation Safe Corridor, which encourages willing and repentant Boko Haram terrorists in the northeast. The chairman of the Senate Committee on Army, Alin Dume, who is also from Borno State, which has suffered the most devastation from the terrorists, is not in support of this initiative.
I personally disagree with that. The war is not over, and some criminals that have been killing people, you go and say you are doing Operation Safe Corridor. That means you know where they are. Why would you? I am completely against that idea of saying that what do they call them, Boko Haram. They know my position on that. You can't do that. It is after the war that when you win the war or when people surrender that you think about that and you keep them somewhere. You go to America, there is Guantanamo Bay. For how many years are some people suspected to be Taliban or terrorists being detained there? You can imagine some people are even doing, people are living in camps and then you are training people and you are giving them startup money. You are just saying that people should go and join Boko Haram, then come and repent and be something.
The position of more of the senators will be known when the bill is presented for second reading.
Seconder,
Meanwhile, at the final plenary session of the week in the House of Representatives, 19 bills were scheduled for first reading, some of which are the Voting Rights of Nigerian Citizens Living Outside Nigeria Bill, Compulsory Treatment and Care for Victims of Gunshots Act Amendment Bill, and the Civil Society Regulatory Commission Establishment Bill. When a bill which emanated from the Senate was presented for second reading in the House of Representatives, one of the lawmakers opposed it and sparked reactions from his colleagues, including the Deputy Speaker presiding.
It is on this ground, Mr. Speaker, I question this bill on three key foundations. And one of the three key foundations which Constitution has provided is rest on equity, fairness. And that is what this House believes.
At this point, no member can speak against any bill at the second reading, but rather speak on the merits and the general principles of the bill.
Federal character principles rest on the spirit of equity, justice, and fairness.
No, you are trying to mislead the House. That's why I'm here, to guide you. I'm supposed to guide you. No, I'm supposed to guide you. No, you are quoting wrongly. I'm being very fair to you. Please take your seat. Please take your seat. I think if we can establish more and more institutions, and if the government can fund it, so be it.
The bill being opposed by Mr. Osai is for the creation of a federal polytechnic in Orogun Delta State, which is sponsored by the Deputy President of the Senate. And both men are from Delta State, but from different constituencies. The lawmaker alleged that a similar bill for the creation of a polytechnic in Kwale Delta State, which he sponsored, was dropped by the Senate. When the bill was put to vote and adopted by the House, Mr. Osai vented his anger and staged a walkout.
Those in favor of the bill say aye. Those against say nay. The ayes have it. No, you can't come here. You can't.
The people of my own federal constituency, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, one of the